Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Khabib Nurmagomedov reacts to UFC 311 main event change. Moving on, Arman Tsarukyan issues statement following removal from UFC 311 main event. Lastly, Beneil Dariush reveals what Dana White did to make up for UFC 311 fight falling through. UFC legend Khabib Nurmagomedov has given his thoughts on the main event change that has taken place at UFC 311. Over the years, Khabib Nurmagomedov has seen it all in the world of mixed martial arts. From the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, he's witnessed some big events in the UFC and beyond. As we know, one notable thing that's happened in the last 24 hours is Arman Tsarukyan being pulled from the UFC 311 main event. Instead, Islam Makhachev will now defend his belt against Renato Moicano. As many fans remember, Khabib has also suffered an injury right before a fight before, and he's also battled a new opponent in a title fight on short notice. In a short interview, Khabib gave his thoughts on what went down yesterday. Honestly, I knew this yesterday at 1 a.m. at night before I go to sleep. Honestly, this can happen with anybody. If you guys remember 2017 March, it happened with me too. It was same thing with me. I just want to wish him all the best. He's young, he's tough, he can come back, he have to survive this situation and come back. Our new main event, I think Moicano, he have very big experience in UFC. How many, 10, 11 years in UFC? He have 4-win streak and he's on his prime. It's like a good fight. Of course, it's not like Arman and Islam, but it's still very competitive fight and we're not going to underestimate this guy. Arman Tsarukyan has spoken out after losing his UFC lightweight title shot against Islam Makhachev. Tsarukyan and Makhachev were scheduled to collide in the UFC 311 headliner this Saturday night. Things appeared to be moving exactly as planned before weigh-in day. During the weigh-ins, UFC CEO Dana White took to social media to announce that Tsarukyan was pulled from UFC 311 due to a back injury. His replacement will be Renato Moicano. Now, Tsarukyan has issued a statement on being unable to compete this weekend. A dejected Arman Tsarukyan admitted on his Instagram page that pulling himself from UFC 311 was a heartbreaking decision. He expressed gratitude for the fans and the UFC. UFC and UFC fans, I regret to inform everyone that the news is that I had to pull out of UFC 311 with a back injury is true. This was the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my fighting career. I would like to thank the UFC for understanding, and I look forward to competing for my first UFC championship in the future. Thank you all for your support. Tsarukyan was hoping to capture UFC gold for the first time in his pro MMA career. He also would have had the chance to avenge a 2019 loss to Makhachev. One has to wonder if Tsarukyan will have a title opportunity waiting for him once he's healthy, or if he will need at least one more fight. For now, fans will get to witness Moicano try his hand at dethroning Makhachev. Moicano was initially set to face Beneil Dariush this Saturday and even tipped the scales at 155 pounds. The championship weight has allowed Moicano to compete for gold at the last minute. UFC star Beneil Dariush has revealed that the promotion made up for the fact that he won't be fighting at UFC 311. In his last 2 fights, Beneil Dariush has suffered big setbacks in finish losses to Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. However, a showdown with Renato Moicano at UFC 311 was set to provide him with a chance to get back on the winning trail. Unfortunately, that didn't quite come to fruition. As a result of Tsarukyan getting injured, Moicano has been called up to the main event where he will challenge Islam Makhachev for the UFC lightweight championship. Because of this, Dariush is now without an opponent. In a recent interview, Beneil spoke candidly about how it all played out. So I got a text message at around 4 a.m. I don't sleep when I'm cutting weight. I see Ali Abdelaziz text me saying, "Hey, do you think you could make 155 pounds?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can." I make weight and then hear more stuff that he's not gonna make it. And part of me is like, man, I think I'm gonna fight for the title. So I come back to my room and work on rehydrating. Ali comes in and is like, "Hey, listen, man, they're giving it to Renato. It's excellent. I can't complain. They're giving me show and win money." So, a lot of people are like, I hope they take care of you. They are. I appreciate Dana and the UFC. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.